Alright, let's talk about a moment in music history that feels like a hidden plot twist. Picture this. One of the most iconic saxophonists in rock, Clarence Clemons, suddenly cut loose from Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band after decades. What happens next? A career nosedive? Obscurity? Nope. He ends up in a band led by Ringo Starr, of all people, alongside a wild mix of legends like Dr. John, Joe Walsh, and Billy Preston. And here's the kicker. This weird, chaotic supergroup didn't just save Ringo's career in the 80s. It saved them all, including Clemons. And that's what I want to unpack today. Now, when you think of rock band breakups, your mind goes to fights, lawsuits, or bitter feuds. But the E Street Band split in the late 80s wasn't like that. Bruce Springsteen, ever the perfectionist, just walked away. Said he needed creative freedom. And Clarence? He was stunned. But here's what's fascinating. Clemons wasn't just a sideman. His sax riff in Born to Run isn't a filler. It's the heartbeat of the song. Without him, Springsteen's music loses its soul. So why did no one see this band as a launchpad for Clarence's own legacy? Because that's the thing about being a sidekick. People forget you're a superhero in your own right. Enter Ringo's All-Star Band. On paper, this group shouldn't work. It's like a Marvel movie where every character is the star, and none of them have a script. But what many people don't realize is that this band wasn't just a nostalgic cash grab. It was a lifeline. For Clemons, it was a chance to step out of Springsteen's shadow and finally be the frontman. Think about that. After decades of being the guy who added flavor to someone else's hit, he's suddenly trading solos with Joe Walsh, swapping verses with Dr. John. It's not just a career reboot. It's a reclamation of identity. And here's where it gets even deeper. Why do these post-breakup supergroups even work? Take the Traveling Wilburys, Harrison, Dylan, Petty, Lynn, Orbison. They thrived because they weren't competing. They were collaborating. Ringo's All-Star Band did the same thing. These were musicians who'd already tasted fame, survived the chaos, and realized they didn't need to be solo stars. They needed to be part of something again. Clemons wasn't just saved by this band. He was reborn. His saxophone wasn't a gimmick anymore. It was the glue in a group of misfits who understood the highs and lows of rock and roll better than anyone. But let's zoom out. What does this say about creativity itself? That sometimes your legacy isn't built in the spotlight you're given, but in the ones you find later. Clemons' work with Springsteen was iconic, sure. But his time with Ringo? That's where he proved he wasn't just a sidekick. He was a storyteller, a showman, a force. And if you listen to those all-star recordings, you'll hear something magical. A man who finally realized he didn't need someone else's band to be great. He just needed the chance to play. Which makes you wonder, how many other sidemen out there are waiting for their own all-star moment? What other legends are hiding in plain sight, waiting for the right chaos to let them shine? Let me know what you think in the comments.